And there we
Hello.
are.
Hey, everybody.
Mhm.
Welcome back.
I know. All right, Miss Robyn.
Yep. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Meaty Mondays with the Fierce FeLions. We are super excited to be back with you again tonight. If you can believe it, we are on episode 37.
Wow.
Unfreaking
Believable.
believable. I can hardly believe it. Tonight's topic is there's a question, and the question is carnivore the future of nutrition? So we're going to be talking all about that tonight. And I want to mention you guys may be looking for Rebecca. And Rebecca is taking a hiatus right now. So if you guys know Rebecca, she's got a huge family of a husband and 8 kids, plus a baby on the way. And this was just overburdening her a little bit too much. So, we just want to keep Rebecca in prayer, her and her family. And we're wishing her all the best with the new baby, but she's definitely on hiatus. And I wanted to mention that to you guys tonight.
Yes.
All right, G.
And when we get an update, we will let you know. But also stay tuned to her channel because she will. Hey, Darth, how are you? Well, hey, everybody. My name is Gie Brown, Gie Brown, the Lifestyle Changer. And it is Meaty Monday. This is an episode that is going to be really good. Why? Because I often thought about this. I'll talk more towards the end, but just think about a world of carnivores and what would actually happen. Stay tuned. Go
Beautiful.
ahead.
It would be
Hey,
beautiful.
Morgan.
So, hello, I'm Laura Russell from Healthy Carnivore. We are thrilled that you guys are here to explore whether the carnivore diet could be the future of nutrition. So, let's get started. We are going to start off with news that you can use from Rhonda, and she is Carnivore Leo. So, we will
All
get
Yeah,
right.
started with that.
Let's
let's
share
do
it.
it.
Hold on one second. We'll bring it up.
Hi, I'm Rhonda at Carnivore Leo, bringing you news you can use from the carnivore community. Since joining the Return to Natural Challenge on July 1st, it occurred to me that returning to natural should also include natural skincare products. Just as nutrients are absorbed internally by what we eat, nutrients are also absorbed topically by what we put on our bodies. Toxic chemicals are found in many cosmetics and skincare products and are absorbed through the skin in significant amounts, which is why we should be mindful of the ingredients used in our skincare routine. If you have been looking for a natural, affordable skincare product, Laura at Healthy Carnivore has got you covered.
Mm.
The website is russellbrands.com. I will include the link to her website as well as her YouTube channel in the description box below. I recently purchased 5 items from her that I absolutely love. The first item is the peppermint tooth powder. And I love this powder because it leaves my mouth feeling cool and minty fresh. And then the next item that I purchased was the tallow lotion. And this is the scent is peace. And this lotion is amazing because a little bit goes a long ways and it's amazing for dry skin and it smells so good. And then the other product that I purchased was the tallow deodorant. And this is also peace. And I don't feel the need to use deodorant. So I gave this to my husband and he absolutely loves it. And then the next item that I really love is the vanilla tallow chapstick. This chapstick is super moisturizing. Most chapsticks I've used in the past left my lips feeling dry and I had to keep reapplying it. And this chapstick, the most I reapply is twice daily.
Wow.
And then lastly, I purchased the oregano oil. And I love this oil because it's known for its antioxidant, antimicrobial, and immune boosting properties. And Laura even wrote on the bottle, And she said for colds to inhale 3 drops through a cloth. And for the flu, she said to apply 2 drops to your head, neck, throat, and chest. So this oil is a must-have in your medicine cabinet. So now I'm going to share Laura's website with you. So when you get to her website, this page will populate, and just select the View All Items button, and it'll take you to the natural products that she showcases, and you can browse through the products, or you can sort through them by selecting the drop-down menu on the right-hand side, and you can sort by popularity, newest, price range, and alphabetical. Once you select that, you just scroll down and you'll see the many beautiful products that Laura has made. And I don't have time to show all of the products, but I wanted to show you a photo of the rosemary shampoo bars. Aren't they absolutely beautiful?
Yeah.
Laura also makes the bar soap. And right now it's out of stock. So I can't wait till she has more so I can order from her. And let's see, so once you find the items that you want to purchase, you just select the photo. So I'm going to select the tallow chapstick, and it shows the price, and it comes in 2 scents, vanilla and peppermint. You can select which scent you want from the drop down, and then you can choose to have the chapstick tube as shown here, or you can purchase the lip balm container, which fits nicely in your purse. And I also want to show you one more item, which is the oregano oil. And the reason I want to show this to you is because look at the price. Okay, so a 30 milliliter bottle is $6. This same size bottle at Sprouts is $30. So you are getting a great deal on these products, and Laura's prices are very affordable, and she uses superb ingredients. So I encourage you to visit Laura's website and order your natural products because they provide good nutrition for your body. This has been news you can use from the carnivore community. Thank you for watching, and good night.
We've been trying to tell you guys. That was
Yes.
an excellent surprise. I didn't know she was. We try and tell you guys about
Me
Laura
neither.
and her product. Kid you not. Kid you not. But she liked that peppermint. I keep telling y'all that tooth powder. As a matter of
So
That's my
fact, I need
favorite.
some
I really
deodorant.
like the cinnamon too.
the cinnamon is my favorite. So
Yeah.
I can say this. I've ordered several products from Laura as well. I just wash my hair with the shampoo bar. That shampoo bar leaves your hair squeaky clean. Like there's no residue of anything left, and it foams up. It's so nice. I love it. So yeah, there's a few products that I really love, and the deodorant is really good. Um, I was having those rashes and stuff, and it really is just so soothing on those itchy armpits when they're itching. So very, very nice products. I love them.
That is so true, Carnivore Mommy. She keeps listen, because if it was up to me, she would raise the price. I'm like, Laura, she's like, no, I have it here. I want stuff that people can afford. And that is so true. When we go to the store, we will have that, people say it's easier to go off the dollar menu back then, y'all, versus buying salads and all that other stuff. They'll
Right.
tell you that. She has always kept it at for everybody to afford. As a matter of fact, I need some more deodorant. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't
I made some more.
because my bags got, I don't know if y'all know it, my horrible trip coming back. I didn't get my bags for 2 days. My deodorant was in the bag.
Oh.
And so,
Oh,
and let me say this, let me add this to the mix. And when I that night, I just went back and used my other deodorant. Y'all, the next day, why did my skin feel like chicken skin?
Oh,
No, listen, I'm talking about the chicken leg down at his foot. Y'all know that little yellow piece? Sometimes that's what my skin felt like
oh
after
no.
using my regular deodorant once.
Oh
I was like, oh my
no.
God, what happened under my arms? Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
So, Charlie is saying, I just saw an infographic from Evil Food Supply highlighting that 182 personal care products companies are owned by just 7 major conglomerates. Most of
Yep.
these have ingredients as long as processed
This is
foods.
foods.
Yep,
Yep.
totally agree.
They
Um,
certainly do.
Yep. And then Carnivore Mommy is saying, thank you, Laura. We all thank you, Laura,
Mhm.
for your
Well, you're
amazing
welcome.
products, and keeping the great prices makes it so I can afford them. Absolutely.
Yes.
Oh, but
I
look,
appreciate
then
that.
she said she wanted to return her containers. There you go.
Mhm.
When
Yep.
it's all gone, to help keep her prices low and save her money too. Now you
Can
just
we do
return
that,
it.
Laura? Are you recycling?
I actually can. I had somebody that did that with their tooth powder. One of my patients, their family members, did that, and I just ran the bottom portion through really hot soapy water, cleaned them out, and set them out to air dry for 2 days, and I'm okay with that. I used it for mine because I was like, I don't know if anybody else would care, but I was like, I don't care. I know
Well, I
these
was
people;
just
they're good
thinking
people,
that she can send it back to you and put product for
and I can
her.
refill.
Hers,
Yes.
yeah. Yep,
Oh,
yep,
okay.
yep.
Yeah, I
That's a
could do
great
Yeah.
that.
idea.
Yep,
That
yep,
is a
yep.
great idea.
All right.
Awesome. So, as I said, tonight's topic is the future of nutrition. Is the carnivore diet the answer? My name is Robyn Herron, and I'm your carnivorous grandma. I forgot to introduce myself earlier. I was so concerned with talking about Rebecca that I forgot about me.
That's
But
okay.
so I'm going to talk a little bit about, what the carnivore diet is and how, what's the historical context of it? Where did it come from? Those kinds of things. So, for anybody that's new here that doesn't know much about the carnivore diet, the carnivore way of eating, it's a dietary regimen. Involves eating only animal-based foods and eliminating all plant-based foods. So that's at the core what it is. And then some of the key things that you can have, like you can have meat, beef, pork, lamb, poultry, any kind of thing, as long as it's meat, you can eat it. And then fish and seafood. So a lot of people do incorporate seafood into their diets. Like this month, I'm doing the sort of a sea lion type of challenge with bacon. And so, including all kinds of seafoods and fish. A lot of people eat sardines on this way of eating, which is really, really healthy for you, including also animal fat. So we want to eliminate those plant-based fats, canola oil, vegetable oil, all of the toxic
Cottonseed.
oils. We're trying to eliminate that out. And the healthier fats that you can use are like tallow, which is beef tallow, and then lard. And I know like lard is making a comeback, you guys, which
It
is
is.
pork fat. And then other animal fats like butter, ghee, those types of things are encouraged. A lot of people incorporate also eggs into their carnivore way of eating. Eggs is like a perfect food. It's really, really healthy for you, but some people do have issues with eggs. So if you determine that you haven't have some sort of um, limitation where you can't eat eggs. A lot of people can't eat egg white, but they can eat egg yolk. So, so eggs are often included in your diet. And then dairy. So some people can tolerate dairy, some people cannot. But but a lot of people do incorporate dairy, such as heavy cream. I'm hearing a lot of carnivores doing things like what do they call it when unpasteurized milk, raw milk, I think they call it, or raw cheese. So a lot of carnivores incorporate that. Some carnivores even incorporate honey, because it is an animal-based product, technically. But a lot of carnivores also don't eat sugar, don't consume sugar at all. So just depends on how you want to do your carnivore and how well you can handle those sugars. But I have heard of carnivores that do use honey because it's animal based.
Mhm.
So, I mean, there's so many benefits. There's a lot of people out here that are doing the carnivore diet now and seeing so many amazing benefits from carnivore, such as weight loss. A lot of people are seeing really drastic weight loss from carnivore. Some of us, like me, are having to tweak a little bit in order to get into the weight loss mode, which I've been talking about for the last few weeks. But a lot of people get significant weight loss. And then one of the top things that people talk about all the time with the carnivore diet is the mental clarity and how carnivore diet eliminates brain fog. People don't even realize they have brain fog, and then they go on a carnivore diet and they're like, oh my gosh, I can think so clearly now. And so that's one of the top things. A lot of people talk about increased energy, like energy through the roof. They're finding out they need much less sleep than they used to have, and that they have so much energy now that they want to get up and go outside and walk, or they want to go work out. They want to, they're able to work more. Whatever it is, their energy is increased drastically. Of course, the reduced inflammation is absolutely incredible. The carnivore way of eating is an anti-inflammatory protocol. And so all those inflammatory diseases that we get are alleviated with a carnivore diet. So reduced inflammation is absolutely huge. Another thing is improved digestion. So I know that I have heard people say, I can't eat that much meat because it gives me stomach trouble. I beg to differ with that, because I had stomach trouble when I ate plants. If I ate plants with my meat, IBS, constipation. And I'm hearing a lot of people talking about the fact that they eliminated their IBS and other types of digestive issues with a carnivore diet. So people who have tried a carnivore diet, there's lots of different benefits, a long list of ailments that are alleviated and those kinds of things. But those are some of the benefits. So I want to talk a little bit about the historical context, just briefly. So, I don't know about you, but for me, I recently heard about the carnivore diet, maybe within the last 3, 4, 5 years. I heard of it, but I thought it was crazy. First of all, like, who does that? Who just eats only meat? That sounds absolutely insane. So I'm pretty much, I kind of discarded it out of hand. But even though it's been recently popularized and we are just now hearing about it, the carnivore diet has been around for ages and ages. So, in early human diets were largely animal based. They definitely killed a big animal and that's what they ate. And then they fasted. And I think they did, eat fruits, which the fruits are nothing like the fruits that we have today, which are super sweet. Everything has been genetically modified to be sweeter, larger, all of those things. And, and so basically they would go around and they would get this kind of fruits and different kind of things while they were in season, but mainly they ate meat. And then another thing was, when I did my research, it talked about the Ice Age, and like during the Ice Age, there were no plants to be eaten. It was like you had to eat meat, and so everybody ate meat. And I was watching a show. I think it was called like Wild Alaska, and the native folks from Alaska, they go and they they get those seals, they get, they get the meat, they get the blubber, they eat all of that meat and blubber. And then they're sort of like hunter gatherers is what I would say. They go and they get, the eggs from the nest, and they catch the birds, and they catch the seals and all those kinds of things. So it's very, very interesting. Those are called Inuit. So that's the Eskimo diet. And so in those Arctic regions, they follow a diet. Well, at least they did follow a diet that was almost entirely animal products, like whale, caribou, and, had very few vegetables at all. So high fat, high protein diet, allowing them to thrive in those kind of harsh environments. Another one that you always hear about is the Maasai. So the Maasai are from East Africa. Their traditional diet consists of mainly meat, milk, and blood from cattle. And so they don't eat, they eat very limited plant foods, but they have historically had very, very good health. So couple of notable figures I wanted to mention. There was a 1928 Arctic explorer. His name was Stephenson. I'm just going to say the last name, Stephenson. And he and his colleague, his last name is Anderson, lived for a year on an exclusive meat diet. Now, this is way back in 1928. And they were under doctor supervision, but they stayed on a carnivore diet for a year, and it says that their health maintains as stable. Now, for those of us who are on a carnivore diet, can you just drop in the chat, how long have you been on carnivore? Because they just did it for 1 year. But I've been doing a carnivore diet for, I think it's about 16 months now, and I'm perfectly healthy. Laura, are you coming off mute? Did you want to say something?
I'm just over 5 years, and my numbers have never been better, and I've never felt better. I think my skin looks good.
Yep.
I have energy. I sleep, all the things. So I think it works.
Absolutely. So, we are definitely, we're doing those N=1 experiments one by one, each one of us having an anecdotal story of the amazing benefits of a carnivore diet or a proper human diet. So one thing I wanted to mention is that when I looked up the, like the history of the carnivore diet, one of the names that came up in my research was Dr. Shawn Baker. I was like, that is awesome. I actually met him in person. I feel like so privileged, but he's an orthopedic surgeon, and he became a prominent advocate of the carnivore diet. We know that he wrote the book called Carnivore, and his personal experience with the diet, documented through social media and interviews, sparked significant interest. And I know like a lot of people have started a carnivore diet because of Dr. Shawn Baker. And so proud to know the man. But, while this is anecdotal evidence, we see that the popularity is growing. If I think about last year when I started my carnivore YouTube channel, I didn't see that many carnivore YouTube channels, but there's been a huge explosion of carnivores that are documenting the stories. And Dr. Kiltz always says it's the documented stories that matter. So it's really, really important that if you're a carnivore and you're seeing huge success, document your story. If you're not seeing huge success, document your story so that all these anecdotal stories will add up into something absolutely amazing. One other thing that I need to mention before I wrap up my segment, and that is healing humanity, the power of a proper human diet. So we know that we're this amazing documentary is coming out. It is documenting those stories. And so we definitely want to get behind and support that. I know Gie's going to talk about that a little bit later, but I wanted to bring it up because this is part of the modern revival and popularization of the carnivore and proper human way of eating. Okay, Laura, you are up.
All right. So what my homework, I guess, for today was to try to find a study that supports the benefits of the carnivore diet. So I'm going to present, share screen. It's going to be like, which thing do you want? Because I've got 3 of them up here. All right, let's do this. So this is a study that was done, and it's quite lengthy. So in my description on my channel, I do have the links to this. But they did a pretty good job. It was pretty interesting to look through this. I'll just kind of take you down through some of it. Goes through the physiological evidence that they had. And they, of course, cite all their stuff: diet quality, the higher fat reserves, the omega metabolism, omega-3 metabolism, adaptation, our stomach acidity, which is actually, I think, are we 1.7, 1.4? I'm trying to remember now. And hyenas are too. So we can handle meat, even though people think we can't. Talks about insulin resistance, how this is a great connection, and how to reverse insulin resistance, which I think most of us probably had coming from where we were. Talks about the gut morphology, talking about how fiber does not break down, reduce mastication, and the cooking hypothesis. Just means you don't have to cook, or you don't have to cook it quite as much as we thought, and you also don't have to chew it to the nth degree like you would have to do with a plant material. Let's go down here even further. It's a really long one, but like I said, if you want to read it, I do have that link on there. Goes over their summary, kind of comes up with all their little ideas of what their study did show. And this did come out in 2014, but as with everything else, it kind of seems like that stuff just up and disappears, or you never hear about it. So another reason I think we don't see a lot of studies is like 2 reasons. One, there is no money to be made off of eating the carnivore way, because unless somebody came up with like carnivore food service, I don't know how they could make money off of carnivore. So unless it's crowdfunded, kind of like you guys are helping, with Carrie and crowdfunding the documentary, unless something's crowdfunded, there's not much hope. Although I do believe I watched Dr. Baker the other day, and I feel like he was talking about that him and some prospective other people are talking about doing a possible study, and that they would crowd fund that. So that would be nice if somebody would do that. Another thing is that one of the things that scares most people from this diet, and I literally had a 30, he might be 30-year-old the other day. He's obese, his wife's obese, the 2 little kids are already obese, and they're little. They're like under the age of 3. And he was like, "Oh, I've heard of carnivore. Yeah, I should try that. What about your cholesterol?" And so I was like, "Okay, let's talk about cholesterol." So he got a little biology education. I think it overloaded him. I think he looked like his circuits were getting ready to blow. So I was like, "Okay, never mind. We'll just back off for a little while, and then you can come back and ask more questions if you need to." Um, so yeah, when people ask about the like your heart disease, or you're worried about heart disease, stroke, high cholesterol, da da da, I always remind them, how did our ancestors survive eating the majority of meat and fat and little vegetation only in season? How did we get here? Like, we would have died out as a species. I'm like, doesn't any, and I also go back to, so you want me to think that it is better for our health to eat man-made food like Frankenstein products created in a factory versus what is here naturally on the earth? I'm never going to buy into that one. So I did find, you guys can probably speak a little bit to this. Another part of mine was to see about expert opinions that were nutritionists on carnivore. and there's a little, but there is not much, but I will pull that up and kind of show you. And there again, you guys had that education when you did your class. So I'd say it's sketchy a little bit, but this link is also in my description. So she goes through this and she does a pretty decent job. The only thing was she did a very short experiment on herself. She didn't do too many days. I'm also not a fan of the urine ketone strips. I don't think they're as accurate. And you don't have to be in deep ketosis to feel better or to lose weight. So, but she only did it for a week, and I was like, eh.
But I have a
Talked
question for
about it.
you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so on social media, and maybe somebody in the comments can answer this. All right. So there is a guy, and I've heard this in the past. This is something that vegans use. They use the fact that they talk about how our insides are, our intestines, our stomach. And normally when we speak, we talk about, let's say, the cow. The cow has 4 stomachs, and so he can process the vegetation that he's eating. But when this gentleman was talking, he was saying that our intestine, that's not, I'll think of my word eventually, is more like the herbivores
Yes,
in the kingdom.
intestines. Our
Yeah, but
intestines
it's not, no,
are
the
long,
the
right?
whole system,
Colon?
yeah, that
Digestive.
digestive system. There we go. Yeah, so you with me now. That was the word I was looking for. But anyway, so that's what they're matching us up and saying that our digestive system is not like the lion. And of course, that's why we need the vegetation, because our digestive system is like the other herbivores. So, healthy Laura.
Well, I would disagree with that person
Mhm.
100% because we have one stomach. Cows have 4. Other animals, other ruminant animals have multiple stomachs.
No, not the
So
ruminant. So the
I know,
question. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
but that's part of the digestive system. So we just have one stomach for food to go down into, had
Mhm.
the enzymes starting to go into it, the stomach acids to break it down, and then it goes down into our small intestine. Their small intestine is short, just
Whose?
like the gorilla, the cows. So
Right.
and the same with the gorilla. So they can eat that because they've got the bacteria in the gut, they got the bacteria in the small intestine. We should not have any bacteria in our small intestine. And if we do, that's called SIBO, which makes you feel like shit. So our small intestine is called small because of its diameter, but there's a lot of it. And
Mm-hmm.
that is because that's where we do the majority of our breaking down of our food. But you can take a piece of any vegetable that's fibrous and eat that, and it's going to come out really closely intact because
Mm-hmm.
nothing in us can break down cellulose. We don't have multi-chambered stomachs. We don't have the bacteria. We just don't have it. We're not set up that way. So I disagree with that person wholeheartedly, and I'm sure they disagree with us, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. That, no, it had more to do. It was like, listen, your insides look just like the herbivores in the kingdom. So why would you not think that this is what you're
Mhm.
supposed to eat? And I'm like, but no, I did
Mhm.
that. I did that for years.
Yeah.
And I was big and I was not healthy. And yeah, so all right, that's, I just
Yep.
wanted to bring it to
And
us.
just like she said, that's exactly. We are not hind gut fermenters, and they are. We are
Hmm.
not built the same, so they are misinformed and they are misinforming. So,
Russ
yeah.
said it ain't about how it look, it's about how it work. You right. Yeah.
What are we talking about?
He's not he's talking, he's saying it's not how your intestines look. I ain't
Look,
fooling with you, it's
I
how
right.
it
know.
works. We are on the
I was
same
just being
page.
I was being sassy just because it's Russ.
Yeah.
And then expert opinions was my next one. So I'm going to
Mhm.
show a little bit of somebody we know and love dearly.
It did to me, but this is the most home run you'll ever believe.
I love how his kitchen just be smoking.
All right, I'm going to try to make this as simple as can be. All right, this is the this is the bone-in beef cowboy steak from Snake River Farms. It's like what I eat pretty much every day. I have about a third. All right, and we're going to show you how I cook it. All right, I'm going to keep it simple. All right, but basically it's been sitting at room temperature. All right. And we're gonna
Okay, Dr. Kills. All right.
We've already washed our hands, right? And we want to get all prepared for this awesome and amazing ribeye, all right? That's all right. Is that not like the very best or what, right?
Makes me hungry.
And I've got this
It's the pan for me.
very hot.
Yes,
All right.
it is.
And I always throw on some salt, sea salt, Malden salt, Celtic sea salt, lots of salt, and the pan really, really, really super hot, all right? Now, I sometimes will cut it up, but as you can see, the cap here, this is the cap, this is the best part of it, all right? But we want to make sure we save the fat, and you'll see once we get this going, and we'll cut it up and show you how amazing it is, all right? We're going to get this guy going. We got it.
Yes, please.
It's going to be a little loud as we go, and we'll come back to it in just a minute. All right, we've got the Snake River bone-in ribeye gold, and we've got the Hudson Valley Frog duck liver going to be going. We're putting in some butter and blue cheese because I like a little bit on top of the steak, and we just cut a piece of
That's not a little, Dr. Kills. That was a big one.
That's a lot.
got some blue
Okay.
cheese. I love a little blue cheese.
I can
Butter
tell.
melted on
Oh,
the
that was
steak.
the butter, y'all. That
Everyone's
was
a
the
little
butter.
bit different. You might just use the grease from the steak, and that's really important to use the whole thing, by the way. Got a little blue cheese, gonna get that melted in there. Let that go
Y'all
nice and
love me some
slow.
blue cheese. Oh, I'm gonna make that.
Yeah.
Put this on the back here. Keep it
Which
out of
kind
our
of
way.
blue cheese?
Ah.
Probably around 3 minutes each side. We're gonna take the grease and we're gonna save it.
Look at that.
Like, does that not look amazing, right?
Yes, it does. It's making everybody hungry. Don't leave us, y'all. Don't leave. Don't go.
I
Wait.
know it.
Wait till after
No,
my
I was
part.
like-
Because look, I'm drooling.
I know. I was like, make that for me, except for the blue cheese part. Darn
That
it. I
looks
loved it. But
So good.
yes. Yeah.
I love
So,
Dr. Kilt
um,
so much.
I know. And so he is a medical doctor. He is a fertility specialist, I believe, in New York. So we will have him. We're going to do a carnivore dark at some point with
Mhm.
him. And
I'm
so you
actually
guys will
gonna
be able
see
to.
him. And
Perfect.
yeah, so we will. I believe that head it up. So once he gets back, we're gonna do that show.
Perfect. Sounds good. So let's see. So I guess like when it comes to research, have you guys, when you guys went to your schooling, was there any kind of research on the diets at all
No,
that they
there was
no.
nothing.
Not at
No.
all.
It
It
was
was
just
just
really regurgitating all of the things, the upside down and backward things that we have already heard. I heard nothing new. I had to literally take everything I learned in that class with a grain of salt because there was so much information that's not up to date with what we currently know. So it
Mhm.
was kind of a bummer.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of
And
figured it was.
like, yeah, we know who's paying for their education. But and because I wondered about that, because I took nutrition class, for nursing, and I don't remember there being like, studies and stuff where a lot of the other stuff we did in nursing there were studies that were cited, like for everything that came, like anatomy, physiology, and stuff like that. So I just thought, I wondered if, they had that when you guys went to school. So I think that this is the appropriate diet for our species. I do think that if you're doing keto or ketovore and you feel 100%, stay with it. If you're doing that and you're like, I still got some aches and pains, I still have some of these issues, I say, why not do an elimination diet and do an all meat diet like this for 30 to 60 days, see how you feel at the end of it. I was watching a reel today from Jen, Carrie's wife, and how she had talked about she really kind of just planned to do the 30, see how she felt. And then she got to 30 and she was like, why would I ever go back? And
Yep.
she came from being, I don't think she was vegan. I think she was vegetarian because she did eggs. Yeah. Yeah. And so, but this was her second round, but her first round, she tried to go from straight vegetarian right into carnivore, and it did not work out quite so well. And this time, I think she stepped down and did more like ketovore, and then went into it. She looks amazing already. I mean, you can really see the inflammation and everything. And she's got so much more energy to like pick on Carrie. So I love to watch their back and forth. I'm like, yes, get him, girl. Yeah. So I really do think that anybody, and you can always reach out. There's a huge community of people. If you, don't see somebody that you think you want to talk to, just keep looking. There's people out there that look like you, that think like you. And it's not that we have to think 100% alike. I'd say all of us are completely different, but our ideals on health and eating are very similar. And I don't mind having conversations with people who are the complete opposite. I have no problem with that as long as they don't get ignorant. If they come at me and get ignorant and hateful, I am just lowball enough that I will come at you where you came from. So I tried to take the higher ground most of the time, but there is an occasion where I'm just like, okay, we're going to go down that road. Then I'm going to be the leader.
No, just say you match an energy. Match that
Yeah.
energy. That's it. All right. Is it me?
Couple of comments before you go,
Yes.
Gie.
Uh-huh.
So, just Susie's thoughts. First of
Awesome.
all, hi everybody. I'm so sorry I'm not popping all your hellos up. I'm kind of not manning the thing today, so sorry about that. But almost 6 months for Just Susie's thoughts. Congratulations. Very awesome. And then
Yes.
also, it's very sad and disgusting what the FDA has done to people's health. Very glad to see some doctors speaking out. Oh, yeah, most definitely. We are too. And then Proud to Be Weird says, I'm a former registered dietitian in Canada. I could no longer keep regurgitating falsehoods in good conscience. That's
good for you.
That's what's happening.
Good for you.
The earth. Yeah.
Yep.
All
Awesome.
right.
Okay,
So, I know. I am. My part is doing some success stories and some testimonials. And with that being said, prior to the show, I said if you guys can put some things in the comments, great. But what I want to talk about, Robyn kind of touched on it. Carrie needs some help. We are all waiting for this documentary to come out. I lit up when Laura said that Dr. Baker and some other doctors are talking about doing a study, because some people, you have to hit them with the facts. All right. I hear what it is you're saying. That's the reason why when we say it, they follow back with, well, what about your cholesterol? Well, what about it? Let's talk about the cholesterol. Now, I didn't sat here and told you all this stuff that I no longer have, and you're asking me about cholesterol. My cholesterol was fine in the beginning. I was one of those fat, fluffy people that my blood pressure, prior to that surgery, my blood pressure was normal. I was not pre-diabetic. All of my numbers came out. Total cholesterol, everything was wonderful on paper. And I'm fat and I'm fluffy and my thighs are rubbing together. My breasts were huge. I have a torn rotor cuff. I have bulging disc out my back. And now that I am 139 now. It was my birthday. So I done gained a little weight. That is the leading question to ask about that. So that takes me back to the documentary. We're like, you're going to have the documented stories, all of the doctors that we've talked to, plus some. It's unfair in this community for how much we care for one another that everybody, and I believe so, most of us are. So this is not like pow to the people that are here. On August the 10th, we are trying to do it was going to be a nationwide car wash, right? So what did that look like? That looked like you would register with us and then a packet would come back to you that had step by step where you could have this, who you can use for volunteers. And there was even a letter in there helping you with donations, that all you had to just fill the person's, the company or whatever, and give it to them. I think some of us are a little like, but what you can do is figure out what you want to do. August the 10th is going to be the carnivore community is helping Healing Humanity, the movie. That's what we want to do. And we're not looking, okay, don't let me start with a lie, because I wanted to have at least one person in all 50 states and that person raise $1,000 where we could give Carrie $50,000 that day. Other things that can be done is a community. Now, some people call it yard sale. Some people call it garage sale. Some people call it a rummage. Whatever your umbrella is. So if you live in a subdivision or something like that, you could turn around and talk. They can donate the items to you. Do you have something? I want to have a yard sale. We are here. I'm helping the Healing Humanity, the power of a proper human diet. You will have the information, share the information. You can even show them the trailer, the little thing that Carrie has. So you can do that on August the 10th. Even if you want to work your way up to, keep doing donations at donate.healinghumanity.movie. I done said that so many times yesterday, doggone it, I didn't remember the website, but it is. And you know, my husband said when I got off, he said, well, did you go on and donate? I said, well, first of all, sir, slow it down. We have donated. We were doing $100 pops. I said, I have not done it today. I said, but by August 10th, our household will donate as well. And some people might wait till then, but we were on there and people started giving right then. But hear this, when you do the super chats and when you do that for the movie, YouTube keeps a portion of that. On the GoFundMe, they keep a portion of that as well, but the portion is much less. So there's more bang for the buck there. I ended up saying, I wish I could just Zelle him where there's no fees, but we won't do that because you can write this off on your taxes. He's doing this as nonprofit. They're in the process of finishing that paperwork now. I can't imagine living the life that I live and then having to carry around, having to reach out to the people for their interview, having to take everything with me for the interview, setting it up, the camera equipment, it goes on and on. Then you want to, feed the people. Everybody eat meat. Then you want to feed the people and you want to do, that's too much for Carrie. And he has a family and he has a homestead and he has a movie theater. And it's almost back to school. And here we are sitting. Is the movie close? but you're not helping get us to the finish point. The movie could actually be 90% finished right now. He has some more recordings to do, but he can't. The editing alone is like $175,000 that they got to get all of this stuff in. There's B-roll, there's all of this that they're put together a documentary of close to 2 hours. So please, look, proud to be with you. Watched the replay yesterday. She did in double speed. I know, I really was. I even shared my story where, listen, this has to get out. I know.
Exactly.
I just believe without a shadow of a doubt. For those that don't know, and I ain't finna cry today, y'all. Where my picture at? Let me
I
show
already
y'all.
cried yesterday, Gie.
I know. Y'all just had me like going.
Oh,
So
my.
for those that don't know, this is a picture of me when I was younger, right? That's my niece in the arms, and that's my daughter Danielle with the bun. So that's a better picture of Danielle. Danielle was a teenager on this picture. That's me. That's her mama. Danielle died in my arms at the age of 30. She took her last breath. We were in the hospital together. She took her last breath in my arms. I was on, this is Danielle. I was on this side, and her sister was on this side. We held that girl so tight. I can talk about it today. We held that girl so tight. We felt her spirit leave. My daughter screamed her sister's name. All right, so you're gonna be in this room with me. So my daughter's laying there, struggling to breathe. We felt her body. You heard the machines. My daughter screamed her name. Her body did this and then that. She like came back for a brief moment and then left. And that's the end. I don't care if I found out about the carnivore diet that night. It was too late. Some of us have loved ones. They're talking about amputation. They're talking about all these different things, and they have no idea that there is hope. None whatsoever. And I feel that we are the ones trying to give the hope. And now, with that being said, my mother was my everything. I follow the channel. I haven't even started speaking on her yet, telling you about our story. And I know without a shadow of a doubt, if I knew of the carnivore diet, that my mother would still be here. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So if I'm in that position or was in that position, there are some of you here now. You said the family, the kids are overweight. You know doggone well, thank you, Susie. You know doggone well that child is 2 and 3 years old wearing a size 5T, that you got to cuff the pants up so much just to get around the belly. There's nothing cute about that. That child is having the issues of like a Bill Nye. You might as well say it's doing the same structure on that child's bones as a Bill. Then you wonder why we say kids need to go back outside and run and play. No. Because I went to the gym for 6 months straight. 6 months straight, 7 days a week, and lost 10 pounds. And you couldn't tell me I'm on that treadmill looking like and climbing the stairs and the weights. And I even had a personal trainer. So no, it's not making that kid go outside and pass out on the sidewalk. That's not it. It's the food. And most of us are having a hard time telling our family about this. Why? Because we've tried so many different things. I've had people to say, but yeah, right before this, you were vegan. And vegan was the right way. I said, but I ain't started a channel after that vegan either. And I didn't call you and say, listen, I no longer have this. I didn't do that with the vegetables. But with this meat, it's totally different. And so I'm saying that if this is my story and there are going to be other family members, I know each and every one of us, you don't want to lose your mom. I hope you don't. I
No,
hope you don't, because I
no.
didn't. I now
But some of us have moms that are too stubborn to even try it, even though they've watched, like my own mother is one of those who is absolutely too stubborn to even try it for a week, even though she says, "Oh, I know it healed all of your ills and even the keto for the 28 years." She was like, "Yeah, but," she goes, "that worked for you." And I'm like, "It's still better than what you're eating." Sometimes that even with full on seeing me do this, seeing me work with other people, seeing me work with my patients, sometimes it's not enough.
No.
Unfortunately, some of
and
them
that's
have
where
to
this,
have that pain.
no,
Yeah.
but what I'm saying, you're saying it's not enough, and I agree, because some, it's like, well, look, but sometimes you're too close to the problem.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I'm gonna say, for everybody to go to church, let me tell you how many pastors get upset because they get up, they preach, preach, preach. Then a visiting pastor come in, said the same thing. Whole church falling out. So the pastor turns around and look at the people, and it's like, really, y'all? I done said the exact same thing. So sometimes, even though we're saying it, but to see, yes, come on, Susie, I had fibromyalgia. Oh, gone, 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 gone. And that, yeah. The moral of my portion is, let us not sit and twiddle our thumbs waiting for Carrie and the crew to do this documentary for us. Let's help support and get that money to them. If you don't want to do a fundraiser, just go to donate.healinghumanity. I got one even better. Pull up Carrie's page.
All right.
I'll do the same thing that I did last night. Yeah, because this thing, it means a lot. Carrie did not ask this, but where I connected was when my daughter, oh no, go to his YouTube page, just in case they don't remember this part. Yeah, pull up his YouTube page.
Okay.
Because most people are following him anyway. I even said he has over 200,000 followers if everybody gave $1. So
Oh,
don't look at your amount. Somebody last night, it was like, it's 10, it's not a lot. No, imagine if the 200,000 followers all did $10. We wouldn't even have this conversation at all. But I want you to see how simple it is to donate. So we're pulling up. So right here at the top where it says, and 6 more links, you don't even have to do that. GoFundMe.com, that carnivore, bam, 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 click it. So you don't have to remember anything. You just have to remember Homestead How. When you click it, it's
that's
going to
right.
take you to the page where another thing opened up.
Sorry. Sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. It's the
Here
one,
we
but
go.
I want, and this will open back up. So you don't have to remember any of the stuff that I said. You can just go to his page, and we're all waiting for this, and that's unfair to him. I speak from a mom that I was trying to help save the life of my daughter, and traditional medicine said, we've done all that we can do. All we can do is make her comfortable. And I'm looking at her thinking, no, she still has life in her. What does that mean? Make her comfortable. That means they gave her Percocet 10, 120 of them a month. Don't that number sound familiar? So that's what they were giving to her. And what do you think? Yeah. Yep, that's it. That's it. What do you think that was doing to her? She's like, "Ma, I don't want to take all of this. So let's go this route where they were cash or credit." So I was out doing fundraisers. My shirt said, "Help save a life." It was the life of my daughter. We can almost say the same thing for this. Help save a life, because someone is going to see this documentary. And it's going
Yeah.
to make a difference. Listen, you guys, it is so well put together. just the little portion. He's keeping everything under wraps. But when you see this is going to be the thing, and we have to help. I mean, I just can't say that enough. We have to help. So August the 10th is going to be the big hoorah. This 147 needs to at least say 247. Carrie's not asking for anything. This man is being it. Listen, it is really, really difficult asking for yourself. It is, because he's the one like behind this, and then to turn around and ask. So God placed it on my heart. I talked with Robyn. It was like, what else can we do? I did not. Robyn works from home, so but Laura has her patients and stuff. But we did that. This is where we're trying to go. So I don't want nobody to think I left you off, Laura. But Laura's going to donate. So y'all buy all of her products.
Yes, I am.
Money. There you go. You ought to leave like the tip part open. That's
I
what
do
we're
have the
gonna
tip
do.
on there.
I know. So any guys okay. I'm trying to read a private statement. Y'all get the gist of it.
Oh.
We have a question that needs to be answered.
Yes.
And so we're going to switch over to there. Go right ahead. Donate, everybody. You're going to see me on Carrie channel Sunday, 5:15 Eastern Standard Time, 4:15 his time. And this is what we're talking about. We have to just all I want to hear is ching, 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 ching,
ching. Right.
It's like on a gambling machine.
Hey, cha-ching. There you go. Cha-ching. Let it go. Listen, that is going to help him. What we waiting on? We waiting on donations so he can actually go. He has to get up there to Bill. That's getting ready to happen. It's not free from his house. Bill is in Alaska. And everybody's going to want to see this documentary. All right. There is a
it was Proud to Be Weird.
Okay.
Yeah,
you want to pull up the comments, but the one that she got on her thing, I'm gonna mute myself because y'all know I just like
The last comment from Proud to Be Weird was that her dad has Lewy body's dementia. I'm trying to see what else does it say. And so she's able to feed him well. I just was going to ask her if she does give her father MCT oil as well. I just kind of wanted to see. I wanted to see if she's utilizing the MCT oils for him. I've seen wonderful improvement and slowing down the progression as well. So it would be something worth trying. I didn't know if you had already heard of that. You maybe have and have already doing that, but that would be something. If I or a family member of mine, they would be off of anything that converts to sugar, and they would be on MCT oil as much as possible if it was my family member. But I just thought I would ask. Good. Perfect. I figured if you were a nutritionist, you knew what to look for. So we had a question that came to one of you guys about the sleep and how eating fat before bed would help you sleep when fat, we talk about, creates energy and helps you, wakes you up. What it does is it crosses the blood-brain barrier. So if it's like tallow or bacon grease, it crosses the blood-brain barrier and it makes the neurotransmitters that are working at that point work. Cortisol, unless you are jacked on cortisol, is going to be high in the morning and then it tapers off as the day goes. So that is why when you have more cortisol and then the fat gets in there, it's going to it's like jacks you up, But in the evening, before you go to bed, if you do that, you've got melatonin that you're producing more of as the evening comes on, especially if you're doing some of those put away your phones and quit looking at the TV type things and turn off those lights. And if you're doing that, you have natural ability of doing that yourself to a degree. Now, people feel even better and more able to sleep with butter. And the reason that would be is because dairy has calcium. So the way calcium is, it is helps with the tryptophan, which is found in the butter. So the butter, the fat, and the tryptophan is in there. So that gets into the brain. That helps you produce more melatonin, which will then, of course, help you sleep more. So that is why doing that before bed, and it doesn't have to be a ton. I literally cook up a bunch of ribeye fat first thing in the morning, like before I run or do my kickboxing or whatever I'm doing. And I will put some in my meal for the day or my 2 meals for the day, and then I save just like 3 or 4 pieces and put that in a little bowl, and I do that about 25, 30 minutes before I go to bed. I can do butter, but I try not to do a lot of that because I do get kind of sinusy. So there you go.
I was muted. So,
You're yeah.
Proud to be weird says he has a hard time giving up sugar. I did a short.
Yeah.
Imagine this. Imagine you are in the post office, right? And you're in the portion where the mail boxes are people that have PO boxes. Those are the memories of your loved one, male, female, mom, dad, doesn't matter. Those are the memories. Sugar blocks those memories. And one of the things that, because it's like type 3 diabetes,
Mhm.
it has blocked it off. The key is removing the sugar. And guess what? Then all of a sudden you're going to be sitting there and he's going to remember something because one of those doors are going to open up. Sugar keeps it locked. He has not lost his memory.
Yeah.
They're being blocked by the sugar and the
And
carbs.
plaques. Yeah. Yeah. The plaque proteins actually fold over, and then they block the neurotransmitters and being able to get into those to open. But the reason that people with any kind of brain injury, um, the reason that they crave sugar is because it's a fast energy source, and their brain is misfiring, so it's firing constantly. It's like a kid with ADHD, same type of thing. So they're misfiring, and so they need that fast energy source. So that's why they crave the sugar. But yes, the more sugar they do, they cause inflammation in the brain, causes more of those plaque proteins, and those don't get broke down because of that sugar is oxidative. It causes oxidative stress that can't get cleared out. That's one thing where fasting with people with those kind of brain disorders is good, to do autophagy and help kind of get rid of those plaque proteins as well. But yeah, it's hard to keep them away from the sugar when they've got a even like traumatic brain injuries. It can be the same way. So
Yeah, but
it's a
it
hard
is.
one to
And
deal with.
when I did that
Hmm.
video, it's like, no, they have not lost their memory. It's being blocked. And so, yeah, okay. Now
Yeah.
this question. Um, I'm actually, I'm trying to find the 5-ounce, 5%. And I finally found it. It only comes in 1 ounce though. I guess that's a way for them, like, don't overdo it. But how do I start how do you start it? You
I
start?
just started with 2 drops, personally, 2 drops of the 2%. And then now I'm up to, oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm up to 6 drops now. I went up to 4
Mhm.
after listening to Dr. Elizabeth Bright, and now I'm up to 6, and
Mhm.
I'm probably gonna go up a little bit more than that.
Mhm. And then for you, Laura?
I do 10 to 20 drops. It just kind of depends. Each day I kind of do a little different. I do it with, I've incorporated Soleil water again recently because of the heat and being
Mm.
out doing stuff in the heat. I'm like, I'm going to add that back and just, so I mix the two together in some hot water and make like a tea thing out of it. And I do that. And then I'm waiting on my 5% to come because I'm going to use that. It'll be less of it I have to use.
Now, one of the things that I did on my interview, finding out with Dr. Bright, that video is on my channel. So she broke it down to me to take the iodine and rub it here on me and see how long it takes for that to disappear. But then my question was, if I do it in the morning, am I looking for it to disappear? How long did it need to be on there? So I suggest listening to her words, Dr. Bright, on my channel. Go ahead, because we did do this. Now, I did take a shower. So I don't know if the shower got it off or what, but I started with my 4 drops. Frederick was like, just start. And I too, I'm up to 6. And some mornings it might be 7 or 8 in there. I'm in my little concoction with I do my iodine, I do my D3K2, I do my Dr. Kilt's organ meat supplements, and my magnesium, and it's something else. Oh, ox bile. I just did the last one. Yes, so go see Dr. Bright on there. I did that show with her, and I went through. Y'all know how I dissect and ask questions and stuff, and did that. I've never done it again. I'm on the iodine now. People want to know, how does it make you feel? Frederick's feelings are much more measurable than mine. Okay. And what do I mean by that? Close your ears if you don't want to hear this next part. So for him,
Get my video taken down.
no, for him, it helps. It's like a blue pill. Now, that was about the best way that I could turn around and say it. So I be wanting him to reduce the drops. Now he want to go to the 5%. So it's like a blue pill for him. He's running around here like a teenager. So that's all I can say about that.
It's not Carnivores After Dark.
I know that watch the Carnivores After Dark and you'll hear the rest of the story. Or meet me in Orlando. So this is actually Russ's thing. His discount code is Keto Cookout. One word. Keto Cookout for him. And it's August the 1st through the 4th, right? Bam. Your hair stopped. Y'all know. Y'all see mine is growing. Yes.
Yeah.
So those that want to do that, or the Keto Palooza.
Yes.
I'm excited because
Yay.
I'm going to see Dr. Tony and Dr. Kills. Be jealous because they're my friends. Yeah, only in this community where you could turn around and say, hey, I'm friends with doctors.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you just walk up and they talk to you, and I can't get that anywhere else.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, look at there. Hair stopped falling out. My skin is no longer dry. Bowels working much better. Detoxing. Great feeling overall. There, I need to increase mine, girl. Let me go up here.
Yeah.
What did you just say? You
She does. She's doing in it 8 drops of the 5%. I think she does 40 milligrams a day. In that how I think she said the other day.
I think well, I still have some 2% that we need to go through. But
Yeah, I got a lot of 2%.
Yeah.
A lot.
G has 1.5 bottles because one of them spilled. So
yeah, it's going to take a long time for me to get through all of my 2% before I.
Well, and then that thing changes colors. Okay, 8 drops.
You said 8 drops.
Oh, okay. So you're like the Carnivore Cure. He does the 50 milligrams as well. Okay, come on now.
Okay.
All right.
That's what I was thinking. It was pretty good. Good.
Super
and there we are. Another show for the books. Next week, it will be episode 38. Yes.
Wow.
We love
What's going on your channel this week, G?
OMG. Y'all know, well, if you don't know, I'm announcing it again. I just turned 60 I've turned 60. I posted about my girls' trip. I have to do when I travel, guys, I do reviews over the places and stuff that I am. So we have that as well. I have a new air fryer. I should have brought my I have a food dehydrator. I should have brought in my my chips. OMG. You guys will be jealous. So I have, because you will want my chips. Yeah, you're gonna want these chips. So I have those videos and stuff coming out step by step. I done pulled Frederick out the closet. He's back on the show. Y'all know I tried to boot him off. He wouldn't go. I did. I tried to boot him out. I did. I said, look, every time I'm ready to record, I'm just going to do this without you. And here he comes. So, oh, wait a minute. Kathy has a question. Is it okay if you take iodine if you're taking, I'm assuming that's something for your thyroid. What is that?
Where
Thyroid?
I don't see her
I don't
comment.
see the question.
At 11, 8:11 is the time.
Okay, let's see if I can find it.
Yep, just go up to 8:11.
Sorry about that.
There you go.
That would be, yeah. I would ask, I hate to tell you to ask your doctor because he's going to be like, oh, you don't need iodine. You just need more Synthroid. If you have a functional medicine person, I would do that, or I would go on Dr. Ken Berry's thing, and I think you can ask some questions like that once in a while. I think you also could be part of his community, and he answers a lot of those questions. I don't think it's probably going to hurt you, but I think you need to be careful depending on how well your thyroid does work and will uptake the actual iodine. You don't want to do too much of a good thing either. So I would just see if you
I
can.
would ask Dr. Bright.
Yeah, and yeah, you could. Yeah, definitely.
Girl, just
Yeah.
send her an email. That's the wonderful
Yeah,
part about the
absolutely.
carnivore community, and you will get an answer. That's what I love about this community. Well, Laura ends up being one of my first ones that I reach out to, and Laura does do one-on-ones. So on that same website that we showed you, you can actually book an appointment with her. And she'll go over stuff and
Yes.
everything with you.
I
So
had three this last week and one Saturday, and it was amazing. I
know.
I love being a nurse, but I love doing that one-on-one consultation so much, so much, so much. I have another one tomorrow night, actually.
Nice.
And then Friday, I'm going to do some type of live video. I don't know if I'm going to be, I might be making some of my shampoo bars, and maybe I'll kind of go over what I'm doing. So, do iron levels show in a regular blood test? What should I ask for? Ask my doctor for folate.
And she
Ask
also wants
about
to know, does
folate. Yeah. You want to look at your folate. You want to make sure folate. That's the most important one. Your iron binding, things like that. You're going to want those
Susie,
tests.
one of the things I recommend is to reach out to Laura, and because I think Laura, along with Dr. Berry, has like things that you can ask for in your test, and then one of the things that you can do when you get your results back.
Common Sense Labs. I think that's the name of
I
Dr.
have that.
Berry's book.
Yeah,
it is.
And then
it's a good book.
That and yeah.
Awesome.
Yes, very good. Yeah, and then I think Laura, you have 15-minute sessions or an hour session, right? It doesn't have. I don't know.
And they never end up being an hour. Well, I had one that lasted 1 hour, and then I had B. B was one of my earlier ones, and I think it was like 3 hours because then we got talking about everything else, which was okay as long as I didn't have anybody else scheduled behind it. Otherwise, I would have had to cut that off.
When you guys hear the ding, she has to go.
Yeah, I didn't put a ding on, but it wouldn't have mattered because they're even at that. It's kind of like keeping my products cheap, is that it's pretty expensive to do that. And so I want to make sure that they get as much information and I can give them as much help as possible. And if that means it goes over that time.
But listen, she says that she can't order. I know you can't order it, but you can, if you go to a doctor that.
Oh, yes, you can. No, yes, you can. You
Get
can
it,
go
girl.
to own my own lab,
Yes.
ownmyownlabs.com.
Right. Right
Absolutely.
here.
Yep. Own your labs. Yep.
Own your own labs.
Yes, you can. You can go to there and you can absolutely order them. And it's usually through either Quest
Thank
or
you.
LabCorp, I think, are the two
And they
things.
take insurance.
Well, they took mine. I
But
did my
she's
insurance.
saying no, not in Maryland.
Mm.
She checked.
I would have to
Do
see
you have
why,
a car,
because
Because if the next
Yeah.
state over does it, just hop states. People do it all the time.
she's probably right in the center. Poor thing. But I would look that up. I would go to their website. I think, isn't it just ownyourownlabs.com?
.com. Yep.
Okay. I would go there just to make sure, and go to your local health department because they will draw them for you most of the time.
Look what Carnivore Mommy says.
What? Of course you can't.
Interesting.
I'm so surprised. New Jersey, New York, that would not surprise me.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
So here's the thing. You have to have, like my doctor. Oh, I'm telling I want this, and this check. I don't give a care about none of that other stuff. These are the ones that I want done. Yeah. They hounded me now trying to get some blood out of me. I'm over here feeling fine and fabulous and 60. Leave me alone.
Okay, Laura, what's on your channel this week?
Well, I'm going to be, I'm going to do a video on making the shampoo bars. I had somebody ask me kind of like, what's in them? How do you do it? Stuff like that. So I'm going to do the best I can because I have to do it in 2 steps because of one of the processes. You need to kind of do it outside. Hopefully it's not 94 degrees because that's really sucking the life out of me right now. Yeah, it's horrible.
And can you send me the link for your tooth powder? No, the deodorant. Did you make the deodorant? I'm sorry for interrupting you, but that's
Yeah. I have a bunch of Peace deodorant. I have lemon. I think I have a couple of the scent free, I believe. Deodorant.
No, what I'm asking you, did you do that? Did you make a video?
When I made those, I did not those of the tooth powder. I did, but not of the deodorant.
It's the deodorant. Yeah, let me tell y'all something. I'm interrupting her again with this really big announcement. That deodorant that she has, it's all of that and some. That's the one she needs to teach me about. So, because now y'all didn't know when I made the soap, my grandson said it smelled like arse. That was a video that he get. Hey, wait a minute. And I messed with him because he left that video thing, and I took it and made it into a reel. I said, y'all, I made my grandson some soap. Look at this message. He's like, Nini, what is oh gosh. Okay.
Oh wow. Okay, Laura, are you did you get done?
I know. Your turn, Laura. I just need to know.
You
send me the link.
You were saying what you're going to be doing on your channel this week. You're going to be doing the shampoo bars.
Yes. How come my comment got taken down?
What comment?
Do you see that? Right underneath Russ at 821, he says, and Laura says, I talk too much.
Oh.
And they took my comment down.
All I said is
I didn't even see it pop up.
Yep. All I said is I'm sticking my tongue out at you, Russell. That's it.
Oh,
boy, if that's horrible.
I didn't see that. I didn't take it down.
I'm like, well,
can I get you to stop getting in trouble with the thing? Okay, so the last one, and we got to get out of here. Karen, she got a question.
Okay. She recently moved in with her daughter. She's vegan and doesn't want meat cooked in her house. So what advice can you offer to me who really wants to do carnivore? You moved in with her, not the other way around. That's too bad. I would see if you can get a air fryer, if you can get an outside little grill, smokeless grill. And if she has an outside area, as much as possible, I would try to do as much as I could out there since you're living in her house. If it was the other way around, I'd say tough, and I'm cooking what I want to cook. And hopefully you won't have to be in that situation for very long, because
Right.
if she wants you healthy, meat's going to help you get there a lot quicker.
Are you allowed to eat the meat in her house, or do you have to not eat it in her house also?
I'm hoping they saying like cooking. Yeah, she didn't want meat
Yeah.
cooked in her house. And let me tell y'all something. When you get vegan, somewhere we done turned
Mhm.
around and placed vegans like way up here. It's like, oh no, I don't eat meat. I don't harm animals. Yes, you do.
Yes, you
You need
do.
Right.
go ahead and let
100%.
your daughter know that all the vegetables they destroy more land and pull nutrients, and then uh, your stuff got to get somewhere up in plains and all this other stuff. It's not like you got your garden out back, and you're relying on genetically modified vegetables. So I turned around and did a thing where I bought those vegetables. Them vegetables sat on my counter for 3 weeks and barely turned. So be
Weird.
proud of that. Let me sit some meat out. 12 hours on the thing. It's going bad. No preservatives, baby. Okay.
Right. Okay, for me, I am continuing my July challenge, which includes a daily video. So I'm doing a daily, every single day, I'm posting a video, and it's unedited though. So no production value, just whatever I recorded for the day is what you get.
That's
Okay.
good.
Huh?
You told her, and she doesn't eat any vegetables? How is she vegan? Don't tell me she only eat fruit. And then I ain't fooling with Russ. Russ says she vegan, girl. You carnivore. You can take her.
Yeah, where that at?
You will win.
You can, but you're living in her house. So, Russ, quit. He just wants to bet. He wants to bet on who would win.
Just
I
gonna
know
bet
what
on
he's doing.
it.
Mm-hmm. We know what he's doing.
Okay, but
We got your number, Russell.
I was just so confused. So what vegan
LOL.
what vegan is
Dropping in the
she
raw.
that she's not eating vegetables?
Yeah, if she's just eating fruit, she's
Send it to me, Cat.
fruitarian.
Send it to me, Cat. Send it to me.
Yeah.
Inbox it to me.
Oh, maybe I did do a video. I don't
Well,
know.
wait a minute. Let me just say that if you're in the market for a air fryer, Tasty, baby, I can get you a discount code. When I say to you, Tasty is the thing. That probe they have, yeah, you'll see.
Just don't confuse it for any kind of worms or anything like that.
Oh my God. I forgot to tell that story on the video. I said I got a story to tell y'all, and I forgot to tell that story. I had to do it again.
Hilarious.
All right.
All right.
Thanks for this is like family. I love these Mondays.
So much
I am
fun.
not kidding. And look, we just stretched it out. It's an hour and a half. I know people don't like watching replays when they that long. It's like, oh, I ain't got an hour and a half to sit. Just remember to donate. Homestead How. Go there, click the GoFundMe, and give. Let's get the documentary done.
Yes.
Until
All right.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody. See you next
Thank
week.
you, guys.